This is a video chart for Desmarais Corporation, stock ticker DES.V, brought to you by allpennystocks.com and baystreet.ca, with technical analysis from 123learntotrade.com. Right now we're taking a look at the 30-minute chart of Desmarais Energy, and we can see two very strong areas of support and resistance on this chart. The first one being an area of support at the 10-cent area, which I'm going to draw a line at right now. And the second one being an area of resistance at the 13-cent area. And we can see basically from about April all the way up until present time, price has been channeling back and forth between these two areas of support and resistance. And basically all that a price channel is it's an area of support and resistance, and price continues to bounce back and forth in that channel. And the reason for this is that we see enough sellers at the area of resistance, and we see enough buyers at the area of support to make price continue to bounce back and forth. So presently, my analysis of this chart is telling me that price is going to continue to bounce back and forth until we see enough volume come into play to make us break out to the upside. And I say break out to the upside because I think that this 10-cent area is a very strong area of support, and we're going to look at the daily chart in a minute to talk a little bit more about another area of support. So currently, we see as price approaches the area of support, we see volume come into the picture, which is signifying to me, at least, that there are buyers that exist at this price level. And additionally, when we see price hit the area of resistance, we can also see some volume come into play, which is also significant in that it shows that there are some sellers that exist at the 13-cent area. So I'm going to zoom out to the daily chart. We're going to talk briefly about that, and then we're going to look at the weekly chart. We can see our area of resistance and support transferred over here. And basically all we can see here is one additional area that I'm going to talk about, which is about the 5-cent area. And we're going to zoom in a little bit here to focus on the volume that took place at the 5-cent area. And we can see that we have about 10 to 20 times normal volume as price hit this 5-cent area. And what that shows is that there is a great amount of buyers that exist at the 5-cent area and in this general region. And that is very significant in that if we get into a long position, price is not very likely to break below the 10 or the 5-cent area. So it's kind of a safety net below us, so to speak. And this is very significant to me because we can see price broke below the 10-cent area, spent a very short amount of time down here, encountered the 5-cent area on very high volume, which shows again that there are a good amount of buyers here, and then immediately rallied back above the 10-cent area, which is where we currently are located, and we can see price channeling in this area. So again, zooming out, we can see, one more time we had an encounter here with the 5-cent area, and basically we can see some upside potential as well. The next major area of resistance to the upside, in my opinion, isn't until we get to the 25-cent area up here. So if we do break out of the 13-cent area, we could have a pretty strong rally on higher volume. Now we're going to take a look at the weekly chart, which for this stock, in my opinion, is the most important chart to look at. I'm just going to remove these lines because they're kind of cluttering up the chart. And we can see that there's two major areas we want to focus on right now. First one being the 5-cent area, which we just talked about, and the second one being about the 25-cent area, which is right here. Now we can see all the way from 07, so for the past 3 years or so, price has been basically inside of this price channel. However, if we do break out of that channel to above the 20-cent area, we can see that the next major area of resistance is at the 50-cent area. The next major area is about 80 cents. And so on. We have a few other areas as we rally up to about $1.20. And lastly, we can see the all-time high on this chart is about $2, which is very significant in that price is only at 11 cents right now. So we do have a lot of upside potential and a lot of room to the upside if we do decide to break out on rising volume. So those are kind of a best case scenario for this chart. We're going to zoom in and talk about a much more likely scenario, which is simply a breakout above the 25-cent area. And again, what we want to see is we want to see a good amount of rising volume come into the picture, and we want to see price continue to rally upward here on that rising volume, and we want to see price encounter the 25-cent area on even higher volume, which will show that price is breaking through this area and is likely to continue up to the 50-cent area. So again, personally looking at this chart, I think that it could be a good time to get into a long position, judging the fact that we have this 10-cent and we have the 5-cent area of support directly below us. It's a fairly low risk considering the amount of reward that's possible on this specific trade here. And again, it's just a very good looking chart here in that we are channeling very nicely between these two areas. On the weekly chart, on the daily chart, we're channeling again between the 13-14 cent area and the 10-cent area. So one more thing I'm going to talk about here is that we do see a little bit of divergence coming into play as price rallies up to the area of resistance. It only rallies back down. The first time we rallied down to about the 2 or 3 cent area. The second time we hit this area, we only were able to pull back to about the 5 cent area. So that's a very good thing we want to see if we are bullish on this. We do want to see some bullish divergence, which we are seeing in this situation. This was once again a video chart brought to you by allpennystocks.com and baystreet.ca with technical analysis from myself, Brendan at 123learntotrade.com. If you have any questions about this analysis or want to learn more about the technical setups that I just spoke about, I do offer a video course at my website, 123learntotrade.com. Thank you and good luck with your trading.